Yo, what is going on, you scaly skiblooms? Today we're going to be playing some games with another PikeRom list. This is Kaiwen's list. He did just win the first major event of the new season, the Melbourne SPE, I believe. So even though we have been playing quite a bit of PikeRom on this channel, with it being the first major event win of the season, I thought we may as well showcase another one. And this is similar to the list that he actually ran at Worlds. It is a Jirachi PikeRom build. But instead of the Supreme Court, unlike the Supreme Court build, there's no judge, and it's Lillies over judges. He's also opted for heavy power plant in his list. Most likely, I would assume the idea is to give himself an edge against the Mew and Mewtwo. Also, there's just kind of a lot of people running lists with heavy Dedenne, Mirror Match, Mewtwo Box, Ability Zard, all those decks playing a ton of Dedennes. So being able to shut those Dedennes down with the power plant is always super nice, especially in the late game when you can hit him with the Reset Stamp plus Power Plant combo. So yeah, I do like the Power Plant in PikeRom. Myself, actually, I played it at a PikeRom list at a League Challenge over the weekend. Managed to take a win. I played one Power Plant in there, although I do like the idea behind the two, a little bit more aggressive with that. But yeah, I think that's all I have to mention on the list. It does have the Sigilyph in there for the mirror match, or even the Raichu Zard matchup. Just when you can't take the first hit, you can just go ahead and push this guy into the active and be like, all right, if you really want to hit me this turn, you're gonna have to take some damage back yourself. So the Sigilyph can be super cute. It can be a little bit awkward to find. There's only 2 communications and 1 Cherish Ball that can actually find the Sigilyph. But when you do get him in the right scenario, he's potentially super powerful. Either force your opponent to have a power plant, not attack for the turn, or have like double custom catcher, which they would maybe have rather saved for later in the game. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into some games and see how it goes. Into the first one here, we have a little bit of an interesting start because we have the comp, but we also have the Volkner. So I almost just want to go Volkner for radar. We should probably utilize the turn 1 Lillie while we can. I could just go attach active Lillie for 3, but that's not very powerful, so I almost just want to go Volkner for lightning plus a radar. And then, definitely want to go with the turn 2 full blitz. Could probably get it if we do it this way as well, but it'd be more likely if we do it the other way, I think. So I think we want to go with the Volkner here over the Lillie. Not 100% sure, but this is what we're going to go with. The second lightning, check for Coco Prism. Coco Prism's here. What did we end up prizing here? 8, 9. So 2 lightning energy prized. No, we got a switch in hand. An E-power prized. Unless this list runs the 3, a custom catcher is prized. I think actually we have a custom catcher in hand. Yeah, we have the custom catcher in hand. All right. Other supporter for turn. We don't have to go with the Dedenne. I think we want to. I'm gonna Electromagnetic Radar away. Lillie and lightning. Grab ourselves to Dedenne and Zeraora, and then get the hardest boy to get, which is the Coco Prism. Hardest Pokemon to find in the deck. The Coco Prism. All right. Gonna bench this guy. Bench Dedenne. Oh. No, I guess that's right. I guess I could have... No, that's fine. I could have maybe drawn a card or 2 of custom catcher. We have Stadium Nav. Not much else going on. We do have the turn 2 attack if we get a heads on a Stadium Nav next turn. I'll go ahead and bench the Raichu. I'll attach active. And then, I mean, I could just go ahead and pop the Coco Prism now. I guess may as well. I mean, if they have like something like double custom catcher, they could bring it up, which would be pretty annoying. So we may as well just go ahead and pop them right now. Set everything up, and then go ahead and pass over to our opponent. Losing 1 Reset Stamp. I'm assuming our opponent is playing Green's Raichu Zard. So losing 1 Reset Stamp is definitely not ideal. We definitely want to use 2, and having the other one in hand is also not great, because that does mean. Having the other one on hand means like it's hard for us to now want to use our second Dedenne. Our hand is not that great. Besides that, there was a Pokegear. They ended up with the Lusamine there. Should have played the Cherish Ball first, that's for sure. There's the Raichu Zard. So yeah, is the Greens Reshi. They play the Lusamine, which means they almost for sure play the Shrine, which is something we're going to have to play around. Yeah, they almost 100% play the Shrine if they play the Lusamine. There's like no reason that you'd ever play it any other way. Yeah, so 100% play the Shrine. I would bet on them playing the Shrine. But no draw supporter, it looks like, just the Lusamine. So it is just going to be the Attach and Flare starter. No greens, no welder. That is, well, that's fine with me, not gonna lie. Alright, draw for turn is an E-Power. Need to hit 1 heads on the Stadium Nav. Double tails. Alright, we are now in trouble. And I think we're just gonna have to go ahead and pass over to our opponent. Yeah, it's just gonna have to be the pass. Double tails on the Stadium Nav. That was our way into the turn 2 full blitz with the Thunder Mountain, but no such luck this time. The double tails on the Stadium Nav. We're gonna start getting punched with the High Heat Blast, which is a pretty big deal actually. Yeah, we'll see what we draw here. Lillie, perfect to hopefully help us get out of this. We're just still go with the E-Switch. We need to save the E-Power. Don't want to reset stamp our opponent. We actually don't need to save the E-Power. I think we can go ahead and play the E-Power. Draw that extra card off the Lillie. Lightning Energy, perfect. Just what we need here. And full blitz onto our Raichu and Raichu. Knock out this Volk. We do need to get 1 more E-Power. We got 3 or 2 left in the deck. So we can take the knockout with the Lightning Ride GX on our following turn. If they are playing the Lusamine, it does mean they're probably not playing the Choice Helmets. They're probably playing something really close to Blaine Hill's list, so we can probably safely assume no Choice Helmet, which means you only will need 1 E-Power and not potentially 2. If they do get a Choice Helmet here, we're going to be a little bit sad, and we'll probably have to go with a Tandem, look to go with a Tandem Shock for the turn instead, or just kind of leave Sigilyph in the active, but then they could get Power Plant, which would be a little bit risky. I mean, they will be Flare Striking here, so if we did leave Sigilyph in the active, then they would have to Double Blaze to KO the Sigilyph, which would eat up their GX attack, but then the following turn they could double custom Flare Strike the Dedenne, so I guess that doesn't work out very well no matter what. They did finally get themselves a draw supporter, or a supporter in general, the greens. So I expect to see, what was that, Power Plant Welder. It looks like the Power Plant's going to be super annoying because we do not have, we only have 1 counter stadium for Power Plant. That is kind of one of the drawbacks of playing 2 Power Plant yourself, is we only have 1 answer to it. So this game's going by super quickly, and we're just going to go for the win here though. We're definitely going to just try and win this one this turn. We need to find an E-Power. Can't use the Dedenne, unfortunately. That's not an E-Power. Could always move our Raichu if we really wanted to by just retreating it. So I think I do want this on the active actually. So we could just retreat him into a 2-prizer for the turn, and then kind of hope that they can't take the knockout. Could also retreat and switch as well, and then paralyze our opponent, especially now that we reset stamp them down. There's the Dedenne, but like I said, need the E-Power, and they do have the Power Plant in play, which means we can't use the Dedenne. So I think we can go with retreat to Dedenne pass, or we can go retreat switch Tandem Shock. If we do the Tandem Shock play, if they have Welder into Mixed Herbs, they do win the game. But that is a lot for them to have, but maybe it's just safer to just retreat to the bench. And then pass, so we could just retreat to the Dedenne. I could switch Tandem Shock. I'm like, I'm kind of torn on which play is better here. Because getting the extra damage in play could be nice, then we don't have to GX attack, paralyze him. They would need Welder with 2 fire, or Welder with 1 fire, get a fire, and then a Mixed Herbs. It's not that ridiculous for them to have. I'm just going to pass like this, I think. They did Flare Strike last turn, so if they do actually want to KO this Dedenne, they do have to use their GX attack, which means they can no longer one-shot a tag team. There's the greens. So they would have had the Mixed Herbs for sure. But they probably wouldn't have been able to KO the Raichu. I'm still kind of torn on how I wanted to play that overall. I'm curious as to see what kind of play they're actually going to go for here. Because like I said, we can go, unfortunately we don't have the second reset stamp. That's super important in this matchup, is to utilize both reset stamps. And they drew out of the first reset stamp with this greens. So I think the matchup is going to get pretty tough from here for us. We are going to go for the one-shot on this Charizard next turn with the Lightning Ride GX. But from there, I have no idea how this game is going to go. I think it's going to get pretty tough for us from here. We'll see, though. They are using the greens. They do need to set up another Pokemon, because we could definitely knock them out next turn. So they should definitely grab themselves. They will probably definitely grab themselves a Cherish Ball for another Reshizard. It looks like Welder and Hearth were the two grabs. They maybe have a custom in hand and are just going to try and go for the game here. We'll see. There's an attached return, which is interesting. I don't think they meant to do that. I think that was a mistake on our opponent's part right there. There's a reset stamp, but that's only putting us to 5. So that's quite a few cards. We can definitely do quite a bit with that. There's an E-Power. There's a custom catcher, a Jirachi. Outrage for 30 is all our opponent has. All right. Well, we have 3 switches left, I believe. Switch. We also have energy switches left, but we're not going to be able to utilize the Zeraora probably anyway. So I think we just want to go attach E-Power. We just want to maximize our draw here. Custom catcher for 2. That's not going to do it. Lillie for 4. That's not going to do it. So we're once again stuck with the Dedenne in the active. We will Cherish Ball to thin out the deck. Oh, they greens for the Welder. They can't Welder if they greens for it. There is the 3 switch left in the deck. There they are. We have another E-Power still, but we're going to have to go ahead and pass over to our opponent. Once again, no switch card there. We do have our last E-Power in the deck in our hand, so we can still take the knockout next turn. We still don't have a way to retreat our Dedenne, even going into the next turn, though. No switch. No energy to just hard retreat. No E-switch. I guess E-switch wouldn't quite work, would it? No, because the Zeraora shut off from Power Plant. There's the second Reshizard, so now we have to deal with the second Reshizard. Now things are going to start to get difficult here. No energy attachment to it, though. That's a big deal. There's the Flare Strike. They will go down to 1 prize card here. But I am going to have to 2-shot this Reshizard, which means they will potentially be able to just go Outrage on our Jirachi. There's the switch. 1 turn late. All right, E-Power. We are now completely out of E-Powers, and we will Lightning Ride GX. Switching to Jirachi is... Oh, they still have their GX attack. Switching to Jirachi is not safe. Switching to PikeRom, I think, is the only safe play, actually, because they could go Welder attach, still have their GX attack, and they could Double Blaze anything else. Oh, our Thunder Mountain was prized the whole time. I thought I checked that. I thought I saw that it was in there. Well, my bad on that one. I thought I had Thunder Mountain. I thought I had access to Thunder Mountain. Apparently not. Apparently did not. And that's my mistake there. All right, there's the stadium replacement for us from our opponent with the Giant Hearth. I'm still not liking this one, though. I think we're still in quite a bit of trouble. And I think, if I had to guess, I actually think our opponent's going to take this one. We'll see. We could get lucky here still. There's the Welder to the Reshizard. Get themselves some new cards. They really only need 2 custom catchers at this point to chase our Jirachi, because we do have to 2-shot this Reshizard. We have no way to 1-shot a Reshizard anymore, so it is going to have to be a 2-shot on the Reshizard, which means they will be able to outrage the Jirachi at any point. And actually, if we hit them hard enough, they could go with... If we hit them hard enough, they could even go with like Outrage, Knockout Zeraora, or Sigilyph. There's double custom catcher though, so that'll just win them the game with the Double Blaze on our Jirachi. So we're gonna take an L here in this first one. This matchup I do think is pretty tough overall. Definitely winnable with the double reset stamp, but we had to burn one early. We never got a Jirachi set up. Our mid game was kind of awkward, and we take an L here in the first game with the Jirachi PikeRom. Another one here, definitely a lot cleaner of a start. We opened the Jirachi. We already have the Koko Prism, which we will be throwing down. I'm not going to bench. Well, we usually want one of the Raichus, but I'm just going to go ahead and wait on the matchup. Also unsure about if the Mew should be making his way into play as well. Definitely going to hold off on that. There is a Keldeo from our opponent, a Keldeo-GX. So we could be up against a Nagquag here. We do play 2 Power Plants, so definitely not as bad of a matchup as it potentially could be. Definitely winnable. Definitely think we have a chance here. Definitely going to try and take this one. Definitely not going to instantly concede or anything. There's a Wooper. But yeah, with 2 Power Plants, this matchup is super doable. For sure. Just need, you know, hope they're not both prized or something like that, and we'll be fine. There's a Volkner top deck. Debating if that is ever better than just... We could get an energy, E-Radiator them both away, pop the Koko, E-switch over with the Volkner, and then we would just need a switch card and energy attachment off the Dedenne. That actually seems pretty good, so I think I am going to go with the Volkner here because it kind of just works. Or should I just dig for the Lillie? Nah, I think this just kind of works, actually. We can grab E-Switch plus Lightning. And I do just want to kind of get a full blitz off ASAP. So we do need to get rid of both Lightnings here with this. Like I said, we're going to grab the Dedenne and the Peak. I mean, we could just get the knockout here on the Keldeo on turn 1. That is possible. And then, yeah, we can go ahead and pop the Koko, Dance of the Ancients onto these two guys, and we can move it off the Raichu to the PikeRom. Get him already ready to go. And then Dedenne change. We need an energy for turn and a switch card. 5 switch cards. Decent amount of energy left. There's a switch card. There's an energy. If we actually get the power plant here, we do knock out the Keldeo. We don't have to take the knockout this turn. It is another custom catcher. Which I could actually just go for the KO on the Wooper here as well. That would actually be fine, I think. Could even do it with the Zapdos, but our PikeRom would also be fine to have in the active. And moving the Zapdos would be kind of troublesome next turn. Getting the extra energy in play is also super nice. And I would actually think I would just set up for the Tag Bolt here. Yeah, we're just going to bring up the Wooper and then switch. And I think I am just going to set up for the Tag Bolt here with this full blitz. Or at least take 2. No, we're just going to take all 3. You're going to thin out the deck. Let's check. Stadium Nav is here. 2 Power Plant are here. So we're going to look to close this one out on the next turn by going Volkner for the Stadium Nav. And then get Stadium Nav and then Tag Bolt. Another nice pull off the prizes here. Our Zeraora was prized. No longer. He's in our hand. So if our opponent does custom catch or anything up to try and stall us out, we can go Zeraora, Volkner, get that Lightning, retreat it for free. But yeah, we're going to be looking for the Stadium Nav Tag Bolt to pretty much secure this one, I think, no matter what our opponent would have. We'll see. They had a really slow start, so I feel like we might just be winning this one no matter what, even if we didn't go for this Tag Bolt play, because they might only have this one Pokemon in play on this turn. We'll find out very soon here. There's the attachment. Is it just going to be the pass? There's a treasure. All right, so they're still in it. Going to be able to grab themselves a Poiple here. I'm not sure why they didn't go for a Dedenne off of the communication. They played it like super slow. Maybe they have Quagsire plus Dedenne in hand, so they're thinking, okay, playing against PikeRom, Keldeo's up, we can just chill for a turn. So maybe they already have the Dedenne in hand. Nope, going to be a custom catcher for 2, so I guess that was their draw card they had. But still, I don't know why they wouldn't go for the Dedenne off of the communication. That's definitely what I would have done. Definitely want to just try and win or stay in the game as much as possible. All right, Volkner, gonna grab the Stadium Nav. Gonna grab the Lightning Energy, and can lock up the game right here with the heads. Double Tails. All right, back at it again with the Double Tails. Can still go for it here, and I think I will. Gonna grab myself the Dedenne. We're just gonna go ahead and try and reach for the, what's it called this turn? I'll attach to well, this guy should come down for sure, and I think I'm gonna attach to E-Power will get played. I think I'm actually gonna attach to Zeraora, and then yeah, did a change, dig for 6. We can also retreat into the Stellar Wish now that we have the switch, and we can check with Stellar Wish for a Power Plant. Still no Power Plant. Now I'm just getting kind of disappointed, man. All right, take the Electromagnetic Radar to thin out the hand for the Lillie on the next turn. We will switch back into the PikeRom, and I will still full blitz this turn to try and get the last of that energy out of the deck. Yep, no damage to the Keldeo, unfortunately. Yeah, get it all out of the deck. We thin out the deck by 3 more cards. Only 19 cards left in the deck. Another reason full blitz is so good. It thins out your deck, it gets your energy set up in play so you can do attacks, gets the energy out of your deck so your deck's that much thinner, and then yeah, so still 2 Power Plant in the deck, still need to find them. We'll look for them next turn. We can thin out the hand with their E-Radar, play another energy on the Zeraora, try and hold on to as many of the energy switch cards as possible, so nothing ends up getting trapped in the active or anything like that. We want to avoid that for sure. Another treasure from our opponent, so still nothing super spectacular from our opponent, just enough to kind of keep them in the game here. They are going to have 2 Poiple down, which means Tag Bolt won't win us the game on our turn. We'll need 1 more turn to get through 1 more Poiple, but they're so far behind that even if they had a pretty good turn this turn, I think we would still win. Even if they have the Cynthia or Lillie into a bunch of other stuff, I think we'd still be able to pull it out. There's another Lillie I said attach to Zeraora. E-Radar away. Sigilyph and a Lillie. I want to keep the energy switch cards, like I said, so I don't get stuck or anything. There's 2 E-Power, or 2 Power Plant, 2 Switch. Alright, so we just want a Power Plant or a Switch here, because then we could use Jirachi for the turn as well. There is the Power Plant. Power Plant's going to come down. We're going to Tag Bolt, take out the Keldeo and the Poipole. Finally find the Power Plant, the failed Stadium Nav, the failed Stellar Wish. And we finally get there for the knockout. Another E-Power are the prizes. Reset Stamp. And Volkner. Looking good. Alright, we're in great shape now. Yeah, I don't think there's any way we lose this. I don't think there was really any way we lose it before anyways. But it's kind of gotten that much better. Finally, our opponent finds themselves a draw supporter. There's the Lillie from our opponent. Get themselves some more cards. But we do have the second, Power Plant in the deck. So I'm not scared of another Keldeo by any means. That's fine if they have another Keldeo. They also still need to get into it, but that shouldn't be a problem. They have the Viridian Force, should be able to retreat. Yeah, there's it again, I don't. So charging up, retreat into the Keldeo. And now I'm sure they're curious as to whether we play a second Power Plant or not. And unfortunately for them, we do. I'm going to be utilizing that as soon as possible. Just thinking into our turn. Gonna go Volkner, I think, thin out. I don't actually, there's no energy left, I don't think. You know, there's 11 in play. No energy left. I might just hold the Volkner, but we could Volkner, grab a Switch, thin out the Switch, and then Stellar Wish, look for the Power Plant. Could also start thinning out the hand a little bit as well. I maybe could have kept that Jirachi. Yeah, Power Plant's in there. I think I'm going to keep the Volkner. Nah, I'll just use it. I'm going to go ahead and just grab the Switch. The Switch is the only thing I really want out of the deck, so we're just going to grab the Switch. Calm him back for the other Jirachi, I guess, if I really need to. Keeping everything else seems pretty good. Alright. Retreat into the Jirachi, Stellar Wish, look for the Power Plant. There it is. So that's going to be the game here. We beat the Nagquag. Usually pretty close to an auto loss if they set up, I think. This matchup is pretty close to an auto loss if they do set up. If the Nightquag sets up, this matchup is tough, man. This matchup is tough. Like if both people set up fine, we usually lose. That's because there's usually not Power Plant in PikeRom, but there's 2 Power Plant in this PikeRom, and we end up with a dub over the Nagquag. Another one here, we're gonna choose to open up with the PikeRom over the Sigilyph. I don't know what our opponent's playing, but we're going first, so that usually means we're gonna be able to get off the first attack, the first big attack. Yeah, it is a Malamar deck. Yeah, we're gonna usually be able to get off the first big attack, so the Sigilyph will most likely be irrelevant. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of him, grab ourselves a Dedenne. Need to draw some cards, and I could attach active Custom Catcher for 1, but getting Lightning Energy in the discard pile is a little bit more important than that, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and ditch it here and see what we get. Alright, that could be second Lightning. That's Volkner for Calm and Lightning to get ourselves. We could attach active. Oh, we can't retreat. We would need to use the Radar to retreat. So we have to Radar first here. I don't know if we want to ever keep the Mew in this matchup. I don't. Actually, it's pretty good to stop Esper from sniping our bench. So that means I have to get rid of a Custom Catcher or the PikeRom. I want to get rid of. Getting rid of the Custom Catcher is not very good because we need to use that to chase down Mew at some point. So this just got really awkward then. Huh. I don't want to get rid of anything. Let's see what we got in the deck. Second Calm is here. Koko Prism is here. We want to utilize those. I guess we don't have to do it this turn, but then we don't get to use Jirachi. Huh. Could get rid of the PikeRom, and we could just save this PikeRom on the bench. Okay, so that's what we can do. Alright, we're gonna do it like that. I want to keep the Mew because of Esper. I don't want Esper to snipe our stuff. So we need this guy, and the other guy's gonna go back in the deck as of right now. So, I mean, I guess we could get rid of the Mew. Attach here, bench this guy, retreat, and then we will Stellar Wish ourselves here right off the bat. Power Plant, Custom Catcher, Thunder Mountain. Nothing super ridiculous. We'll have another Stellar Wish on the next turn. I think we should just take the Custom Catcher as soon as possible, actually. Yeah, I think I just want to grab the Custom here. Yeah, I'm going to go find ourselves, in case they do play Reset Stamp, I'm going to go find ourselves the, what's it called, right now. We won't need the Mew for a while, I don't think. So I'm going to get rid of the Mew here and grab ourselves the Koko Prism. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that immediately on the... Could bench the Raichu to get on the Raichu as well, but I think I can put it on the Zeraora and the PikeRom just fine here. And I'm not too worried about anything else. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on them. Don't have an energy for next turn yet, but we can get an energy switch. We can get a Volkner. We can get a Lillie into an energy. We have a ton of outs off the Stellar Wish. The one thing we don't want to do is have to Dedenne away these two custom catchers. There's a Viridian Forest. That makes it that much easier for us to get the energy. 100% guaranteed the energy as long as we have a card we're comfortable getting rid of, but we should be able to easily get rid of our top deck. Oh, they're playing the Giratina Garchomp build. This changes things a lot. Yeah, that is definitely a big game changer. That changes things a lot here. But it looks like they're gonna go for the linear attack here early on, or they just don't have anything. We're gonna be able to take a pretty easy dub. We definitely want to punch this thing while we can for free. That's super nice to get that free punch in. I'm gonna reinforce away this Jirachi, get another lightning out of the deck. Shouldn't ever need another Jirachi, so that guy can go just fine. Use that Stellar Wish. We got two customs in hand. Definitely grabbing the Volkner. I don't think I'm going to use it yet. Oh, we already played a supporter yet. Definitely grab the Volkner for the options on the next turn though. And then we're just gonna go full blitz punch this thing. We could custom knock out the Jirachi. It looks like they're drawing dead, so knocking out Jirachi wouldn't be a terrible move actually. So it looks like their only out to anything is the Jirachi right now. They have no draw supporters, nothing. But I want to save these potentially to bring this guy back up to KO Mew. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a little bit stronger overall. Get those 3 energy, put them on the Raichu. Don't have a ton of energy left, but yeah, I want to protect. I could have put them active, but then I could possibly get GG and GX, and we don't want that to happen. So definitely putting on the active is a little risky. I definitely want to look for a Tag Bolt this next turn, which we definitely can do. We can Volkner for the Tag Switch if it is in the deck. They had a switch the whole time, so they're ready to go with that. Yeah, we could get GG ended, so we want to be careful of that happening. This matchup is a little scary because of the GG end. They can very easily just kind of remove whatever big threat you have from play, and you can sometimes get left with just like no viable attackers. So you have to be really careful about overcommitting your energy in any one specific area in this matchup. So it looks like they just grabbed themselves a Giratina here. They're gonna Viridian Forest it away, and then probably just sent him into the active as like a decoy for the turn. But we do have the Tag Bolt set up. Like I said, we could Tag Bolt both Malamars. We could Tag Bolt whatever they send active plus this guy, which I think is probably what I'm gonna do. Could take out one Malamar and the Giratina. We definitely want to take out this guy. While we can, we don't even have to use the custom catchers yet if we don't want to. If I do Tag Bolt though, I want to make it so that they can't knock us out back for sure. So I think I want to take out one Malamar, and there's going to be the concession. I guess they're just feeling like they're a little bit too far behind. I mean, that is one of the problems with the Malamar decks these days. They're just a little bit too clunky, man. And we're going to take another dub here with this win over the Malamar. Initially, super awkward start, so we're hoping for a pretty good top deck here because our current hand has absolutely nothing going on. So we need a good top deck. Jirachi could get us something. Switch into the Jirachi. A lot of potential outs here off this Stellar Wish. These are not any of them. All right, so we're gonna have a super slow start here in this one, but hopefully it gets better as the game progresses. We can still look for a turn 2 knockout here, which is nice at the very least. We could still get that off. Turn 2 attack, that's something. But yeah, the initial start here, not ideal. But as long as we can get like a turn 2 attack and go from there, it will get better. It'll get better. Viridian Forest from our opponent, that's definitely nice for us to see. We can definitely try and utilize that. Looks like they are playing probably Psychic Malamar here. There's the Mimikyu, there's the Giratina, there's an Inkay. So yeah, probably Psychic Malamar here. Maybe the one of Ultra Necrozma. It's usually hard to figure out until they use it, unfortunately for us. But once they use it, then we just know for sure. But yeah, sometimes it can be hard to figure out if they play the Ultra Necrozma or not, because don't really use it until the end game to either take a big knockout on something like a Raichu or a PikeRom, or use it in like the mirror match to use the GX attack to close out the game as well. So usually pretty hard to tell. But it looks like it is actually a pretty slow start from our opponent, as well as it is the turn 1 Filch. So lucky enough for them to, I guess, open up the Mimikyu, as their start is also fairly poor. We can currently just get the knockout on the active for sure. but I think I want a little bit more than that. I don't know. Yeah, I think I want a little bit more than that. So we can go Viridian Forest, away an energy, grab an energy. Stadium Nav. Want to thin out as much of the deck as possible. I could just grab the Thunder Mountain here, I think. And then I will go with the Stellar Wish. There is a Volkner. And a Cherish Ball. I'm gonna grab the Volkner here. Couple things I can grab here. I think I will go for an E-Radar and a Lightning Energy. Yeah, E-Radar and a Lightning Energy. E-Radar and Lightning. Gonna E-Radar away a Lightning and a E-Power. Gonna grab ourselves PikeRom and Dedenne. And then we can actually set up to attack with the PikeRom this turn by benching PikeRom, attach to PikeRom, Tag Switch off this guy. Ooh, gotta click on him to this guy. We do have the Thunder Mountain, so all we need is a switch card at this point. I think I still will put the Zapdos in play, and then Dedenne change. Looking for a switch card. There is 5 in the deck. There's the switch. Ooh, and we got the Coco Prism as well, but I don't think we need to use him quite yet. Just gonna switch into the PikeRom. And I think I will full blitz to my active here, threatening. And if I do that, I guess I could pop the Coco Prism on Zapdos and Raichu. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. I think I will just go ahead and full blitz to the active here and threaten the Tag Ball, because our opponent's start was so slow that even if they do get out the Mew on the following turn, one, we could find the other custom catcher and then just chase it down. The other thing is that would mean they can't get an Inkay off of the what's it called, and we're already down our Tag Switch and our E-Switch, so it'd be super hard to get into the Tag Vault anymore at this point. So I think doing it like this is probably the best way to go, and just be like, all right, currently we're gonna Tag Vault you, and there's nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can do is get Mew down, but that means you're not getting an Inkay down, you're not setting up any further, because your initial start was just so slow that you kind of just put them in a really awkward spot. So let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8 energy. Okay, yeah, so I think that's just kind of the best way to go here. Put them in as awkward of a spot as early as possible. They discarded a Spell Tag, one of the best cards in the deck, so I imagine they had found something else to progress their turn as far as a supporter or something goes. Yeah, Spell Tags are like kind of the best cards in the deck. I'm not sure why they didn't. They discarded a Cynthia, so they definitely have a draw supporter. Not sure why they didn't promote Giratina last turn, actually. That's a little curious to me. Giratina kind of makes sense. Having promoted Giratina, or put Giratina on the bench, that way you could promote it, I guess. I mean, they end up with a switch either way into Jirachi, so they're doing all fine. Cynthia off of Stellar, so maybe they didn't have a draw supporter. There's a treasure. Like I said, this kind of has to go get Mew, as long as it's not prized. There's the Mew. And this is kind of the play we were trying to set up, is like force them to put the Mew in play, which is just kind of fine with me if they have Mew in play. It's really not that big of a deal to me. They can't do any damage this turn anyways unless they play 2 Mimikyu. So we can just like full blitz again, or try and get Zeraora, which I think is what I'm trying to do, and just take this knockout with Zapdos. Unfortunately, this energy is on the Zapdos. We could actually even hit them with Dedenne for the turn and just go Static Shock with an E-Power if the Thunder Mountain stays in play. I actually wouldn't hate doing that play. What do I have? 7, 8. We have 3 energy left. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're all prized. I could full blitz again this turn to just get the energy out of the deck as well. If we get second custom catcher, we're definitely chasing down the Mew to set up for the Tag Vault on the following turn 100% of the time. Here comes the Distortion Door damage. Yeah, Jirachi, Dedenne, makes sense. Which makes it a little bit scarier to want to even use Dedenne. But yeah, if we can't find Zeraora or a switch card, definitely just going to take the knockout with full blitz, which is fine. Ideally, we find a custom catcher, and then we actually knock out the Mew with... The most ideal play is knock out Mew with Zapdos, and then Tag Vault the following turn. So yeah, that is the most ideal play, if we can potentially pull it off. Heads, Jirachi's awake, not really... doesn't really matter there. That's not really a big deal. So we potentially want to use Zeraora, so we don't want to do that. With the Power Plant, I think I'll attach to Raichu for now. We could do the Dedenne play that I was talking about, though, and just go Static Shock, knock this out. Then he'd get hit. And then, nah, I guess it's a little bit too risky. I think we're going to go attach to Raichu, play E-Power, and then play Lillie for 3. See what we draw. Found Zeraora, which is great. I mean, not the most ideal thing we wanted, but better than nothing. And we can take the knockout here with the Thunderous Assault, which I think is best. Yeah, and like I said, we want to find that custom catcher. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the custom catcher. Unfortunately, we kind of lose an energy here because we have the Thunderous Mount in play, and they don't really need the energy on the Zapdos, but it is there, so gotta kind of utilize it. There's another lightning off the prizes, which is great. That means we can actually attack with something if they get rid of... We can use Tag Bolt, or we could use Tandem Shock if they get rid of the Thunder Mountain this turn. And we definitely want... Still we're looking for Custom Catcher to KO the Mew. KO the Mew and then Tag Bolt. That's our game plan to get ahead in the prize exchange here. We're probably going to go with Tandem Shock next turn if our opponent doesn't like put down a Power Plant or something themselves. Our game plan is going to be send up PikeRom, attach to Raichu, or maybe not attach to Raichu if what's it called stays in play. If the Thunder Mountain stays in play again, they are only down 1 Viridian Forest, and the deck usually plays 3 to 4 stadiums, either 4 Viridian Forests or like 2 Viridian Forests, and then a Power Plant or 2, or sometimes a Shrine or 2. So yeah, 3 to 4 stadiums, so they still have quite a few left. There is the Spell Tag, so they are going to be able to KO our Jirachi on the following turn. If we don't find the second Custom Catcher to go chase the Mew, we are going to be knocking out the Giratina. There is the Esper, which we do have to play around at some point. They are going to KO the Zapdos, so that'll open up a bench space for our Mew to stop the potential of Esper sniping stuff off our bench. Most likely going to be stopping sniping of our tag teams. That's what we want to ideally stop. And this is their 3rd spell tag, so they only have 1 spell tag left, so they're running out of ways to get that extra damage into play. Yep, KO on Zapdos, that's fine. They're going to go ahead and hit their own Giratina. Thunder Mountain's stuck. Zeraora is still in play, so we're going to send up PikeRom. Best top deck here is Custom Catcher. I guess that... Oh, okay, there it is. There it is. I was going to say that also means what's it called is pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna go chase this Mew here. What's it called is also pretty good. Getting the name of the Volkner. Volkner is also pretty good. Retreat to this guy, and I think I will put this here. We could just hold on to it still, I think, actually. And then, yeah, we're gonna go with the Tandem Shock. We could calm for the Mew right now, but no, let's just go with Tandem Shock. Knock out this Mew, setting ourselves up for the Tag Bolt on the next turn to put ourselves down to 1 prize card, and then from there it should be pretty easy peasy to close it out. The one thing that could get annoying still at that point is our opponent could get the Espeon Deoxys in play and use that, and that thing's pretty big to try and get over. It does have that 260 HP, so that thing we would maybe have to 2-shot to get through to close out the game. So that thing would be annoying to deal with actually at the end of the game coming up. We could actually go like knockout. We'll definitely go knockout Tina, knockout Jirachi. I think they already have triple Malamar. I guess it depends how many Psychic are in here. Only 1. Well, they don't have that many Psychic left. But yeah, we'll probably go knockout the active Tina. Well, that goes down for sure. And then we'll probably knock out the Jirachi as well. They still have 5 prizes, so we still have a ton of time. But yeah, so now that we have this Raichu with 130, I guess they can't attack with Esper anyway, so we don't really have to go get Mew. Where do I even want this energy? I guess I want it on the Zeraora. For right now, and then I'm gonna calm in the Raichu because I think if I wanted Raichu or PikeRom anymore at this point, I would want the what's it called. Done with that, and then I'm just going to Lillie for 3. Did get an E-switch, not necessary. Gonna retreat to this guy and go with that Tag Bolt that I've been hyping up all this time up to this point. I could go after a Malamar, actually. Going after a Malamar might be best. Definitely going to Tag Bolt. Could go after Malamar. We could just go after the Jirachi, though, and take away that option completely. Going after the other Giratina doesn't seem that great. Yeah, so it's definitely the active. Well, he just has to go down, and then it's either Malamar or Jirachi. Quite a few draw supporters left. Probably have one in hand. Don't have many cards left in deck. I think they probably will have access to everything they need, but maybe not. They definitely have at least probably one left. One Jirachi left. They have Escape Boards left. I guess I'm gonna try going with taking out Jirachi here. Take away the option of Jirachi completely. They have 2 Malamars even if I take out a Malamar, and I can't chase another Malamar unless I'm winning the game anyways. It's my last 2 custom catchers. I feel like this maybe gives me the best odds of like disrupting my opponent. We'll see here in a bit how it ends up fully playing out, but I feel like this probably gives me the best odds of potentially disrupting our opponent, so we'll see here, we'll see. And then from here, we're either looking to attack with Zeraora and just keep moving between our big tag teams. We maybe want to find our Mew at this point. I don't know if we really need to find Mew or not. It looks like the rest of the damage is going to go to the Dedenne. They are still 5 prizes away. They will KO the Jirachi, which puts them to 4, but that's kind of like an irrelevant number of prizes to have actually at this point. So it doesn't really matter if they go to 4 prizes. 4 prizes is kind of irrelevant as of right now. Escape Board's nice to have. Another Lightning Energy is nice to have. So we can definitely attack with Zeraora next turn. Yeah, the only thing they can send up into the active right now that we can't one-shot is the Espeon Deoxys. So it has to be Espeon Deoxys. Oh, or Gengar Mimikyu. I did not think about that boy at all. That guy also works. I don't know if we could have thinned out our hand of any. We have exactly 5, unfortunately. I could have played the Power Plant. No, I couldn't have played Power Plant. I could have played the E-Switch off of the Raichu onto the Zeraora. That's what I could have done. I did not think about Gengar Mimikyu at all. I was like, Espeon Deoxys was on my mind for sure. This guy was not. Alright, so things are going to get a little bit awkward here, I think, then. We can paralyze him. And they do have 2 switch gone, so they would need to find either they only play 2 switch, or they would have to find their last switch to be able to move the Gengar Mimikyu. Or we could find double custom catcher. That's kind of unlikely, but it is possible. So we could definitely still play for it, at the very least. But otherwise, I think we're just gonna have to paralyze the Gengar Mimikyu and hope for the best from there. Yeah, this is actually not looking that ridiculously good anymore. I did not even think about the Gengar Mimikyu happening, but it is happening. It's happening right here, right now. We are going to get poltergeisted, and they're hoping we have 5. We have 5, so it is going to be a knockout on our PikeRom. There he goes. All right, send up. Yeah, send up to Dedenne. Oh, we still have access to our free retreat through Power Plant. So actually, I should send up Zeraora, because we can maybe switch into Jirachi with the Escape Board. Look for the double customs. They're not prized. I didn't check my prizes, so it could be our last prize here. Alright, yeah. Send up Zeraora while we still have the free retreat. There's 1 custom catcher, so that's a start. Viridian Forest away a Lillie. Second custom is in the deck. There's 2 switch as well. Alright. I'm going to... attach active. I'm then gonna energy switch it to the bench here. Bench Jirachi. Bench PikeRom. I'm gonna Lillie for 3. Okay, we didn't get the custom catchers, so we have to go with the paralysis play on this Gengar Mimikyu. And kind of just hope they don't have another switch. I think that's the only play we have, is just paralyze this. Hope they don't have a switch. They have a switch. We do just lose. I'm going to go ahead and put a Power Plant in play just in case for some reason Viridian Forest could help them. I think that would be fine. Should be able to just find the second custom with Volkner anyways, but I guess that wouldn't win us the game because Tandem Shock would... Well, we're Tandem Shocking him. We could always bring up this guy and Tandem Shock lock him. So I think we can go ahead and throw a Power Plant out here. And I'm going to hold the Escape Board just in case. And then, yeah, Tandem Shock. Paralyzed. 160 and paralyzed. Do they have a third switch? They do have a third switch. They do just win. Oh, I guess I could have played this down. I still would have had 3 though, so they still knock us out. So it's fine to just hold on to the Escape Board. Yeah, I completely forgot that Poltergeist was like their potential big attack. Oh, they can just knock us out with Giratina. So it does just come down to the switch here, no matter what. It is just on the switch still. If they have switch, they win the game. Yeah, I did not expect the Poltergeist at all. Yeah, that one's gonna come back to bite me for sure. Here's a Lillie for 2. They're playing like they have a switch left. Hit us with the well played. It is the pass, so we are gonna win this one just barely. I think they did have a switch left. They were definitely playing like they had a switch left. So if I had to guess, I would say they did. They didn't hit it though, so we are gonna end up here with another dub over another Malamar in this last game. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this video on Kaiwen's PikeRom first place at the Melbourne special event. Definitely pretty solid after these couple games. I think a lot of PikeRom builds are pretty solid. I'm still a fan of the order pad build, but I would definitely say try this one out, especially if you're looking, if you're If you're trying to beat the Mew and Mewtwo matchup, Keldeo's a problem. The double power plant in this list is super good. Lots of ways to find it with the Jirachi, the Volkners for the Stadium Nav. So if you want power plant in your PikeRom list, definitely check this list out. Give it a try. The Sigilyph is also super cool. Can be a little bit awkward to use efficiently. There's not a whole ton of ways to find it, but you only need it situationally, so you don't need it super aggressively in all scenarios. So yeah, check it out. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you enjoyed the content, subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Links in the description, Twitch live stream, social medias, stuff like that. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.